जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा भारत उत्कल गंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा, तब शुभ नामे जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा, जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे। Thank you. Please take your seats. आज की शाम में आप सबका स्वागत है। तो इस कार्यक्रम की शुरुआत करने से पहले मैं एनआरआई वेलफेयर सोसाइटी ऑफ इंडिया का एक ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन देना चाहूँगी। एनआरआई वेलफेयर सोसाइटी ऑफ इंडिया वाज फॉर्म्ड in 1985 with a vision to mobilize NRIs and help them solve their various problems they faced at practically every step. It was formed by Shri Harbhajan Singh Ji, an eminent journalist of India, editor of prestigious fortnightly magazine. It was formed to bring NRIs closer to their motherland under the patronage of Shri Rajiv Gandhi Ji. The NRI Welfare Society of India played a significant role, and credit goes to its Secretary General Shri Harbhajan Singh Ji. He, with his tremendous organizing capacity and nationalistic spirit, projected India in the correct perspective before the NRIs without any help from the government. The amount of work he did for the betterment of the NRIs will go deep in the annals of the history of India. Society is organizing seminars, conferences and symposium on national and international levels in different parts of the world, and also honors NRIs, men and women from various parts of the world, to recognize their work. Shri Bhish Narayan Singh Ji is the president of the society. अब मैं एक ऐसे व्यक्ति को बुलाना चाहूँगी। बुलाने से पहले मैं उनके बारे में 2 लाइनें बोलूँगी। मैं वो बादल हूँ जो आँखों से दिल की ज़मीन पर बरसता है, मुस्कुराहट का झरना बनकर दुआओं के दरिया में गिरता है। कन्वीनर ऑफ द प्रोग्राम श्री दीपक सिंह, प्लीज कम ऑन दैट पोडियम।
Thank you. First of all, I would like to convey my good wishes and Happy New Year to all of you, those who are presented on this hall. With deep sense of gratitude, I would like to say His Excellency Mr. Gal, who is the Ambassador of Seychelles and is accredited to various countries, is here as a chief guest, and especially he has come to attend this conference from India. I would like you all to give a huge round of applause for him. Then we have a very eminent personality from Thailand who was a former commander of armed forces, and he is with us. It's a great privilege for all of us that he is with us. He is 96 years old. Young, you can say. He is 96. He is 90. A huge round of applause for him. You know, I can't hear you all, please, huh? Then we have among the guests of honor, Justice Ajit Swaran Singh. He is a very eminent Indian and received the presidential awards, and I don't think so, I think so very many awards are in his honor, and it is a great, he is from New Zealand, and a great honor for all of us that he is gracing the occasion. Mr. Giri is a noted activist in various, there are, numerous activities he are dealing in. He is looking after the mandir. In India or in several places, we look after the mandir, a small house, and we say we are doing a very big job. In America, he is looking after the mandir which is of 12 acres. I think so. Huge round of applause for him. And doing such a noble cause, and he will come himself and he will be speaking on the occasion and tell you all what all he is doing. Then going to that side, we have Mr. Ashok Verma. I want to tell you all something about him. He stays in London, but his heart beats for India. He is having so many big offices his family is holding, but you can find in 1 year, 8 months, he is in India helping the downtrodden and the weaker section of the society, not politicians like India or other making money out of so many things. So a huge round of applause for Mr. Ashok Verma ji. He has come from UK, especially for this program. Then we have His Excellency, he is a noted economist, Mr. Narula, and he is in the government offices, a chairman of various housing board, and today his presence was necessary because he can guide us about various investment opportunities in Thailand and how we can strengthen the bondage between India and Thailand. Then I cannot forget Raghuji. Raghuji is Praveshji is Mr. A motivator. He has been speaking in big conferences, charging heavy amount of money, and whatever he's earning, he has been helping the downtrodden and the weaker section of the society. He especially come from London for this conference. A huge round. Now, I would like to welcome you all in this unique celebrations on the 9th, which we are celebrating and which goes to all of you. We are celebrating Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, and which was dedicated for the non-resident Indians. So I think so all of you should be proud of this day. We all are celebrating your day because I think so 90% of the peoples are non-resident Indians, and the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas is marked on your honor. The same day Mahatma Gandhi came back from South Africa in 1915, and he got us freedom. He came back from South Africa and he got us freedom. So my friends, brothers and sisters, I want to tell you that there are very many responsibilities in your shoulders also. If India has got freedom, it doesn't mean that we should not think about it, we should not work towards its contribution and growth. You all have got Mahatma Gandhi inside you. And we have to make India free of many social evils. You take it, a child labor, crime against women, corruption, and all these things has to come to an end. And if we all work towards it, I think so, we will be able to achieve this goal. You know, India was once named as सोने की चिड़िया. इंडिया को कहते थे कि ये तो जी सोने की चिड़िया है, लेकिन वो चिड़िया उड़ गई. वो चिड़िया आप ही लोग हैं. आप लोग दूसरे देश में गए. आप लोग इंडिया छोड़ के दूसरे देश में गए. अब जो ब्रेन ड्रेन हो गया, अब उसे ब्रेन गेन करिए. आप सोचिए, एक महात्मा गांधी आए, उन्होंने हमें क्या दिलाया, और अगर आप लोग सब इकट्ठे इंडिया में आ जाए जो अपनी फील्ड में स्पेशलाइज करता है और वो स्पेशलाइज करे, तो इंडिया कहां पहुंच जाएगी. और मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि चिड़िया अपना घोंसला छोड़ के वापस तो अपने घोंसले में ही आती है. अब चाहे जितना टाइम बाहर मर्जी आप करें, लेकिन आपको वापस इंडिया तो आना ही पड़ेगा. because your all heart beats for India. It is a time for celebrations. It is time, people don't want to listen to me much because there are very eminent speakers on the dais whom they want to listen. But I want to tell you, earlier the NRIs used to think themselves as non-required Indians. लेकिन आपको अपनी ability and you have to think that you are a natural resource of India. तभी बात बनेगी. अगर आप, if you think that you are a natural resource of India, and Modi ji is taking a lot of initiative for it. So please take steps. When India will be stronger, wherever you are, you will be more stronger. What I wanted to tell you something. 38% of doctors in USA are Indians. 12% scientists in USA are Indians. 36% NASA scientists are Indians. 34% Microsoft employers are Indian. Then president of various countries and the prime minister and the defense minister of various countries are Indian. So there is no match against us. Wherever we have gone, we have made India proud. We have made the flag of India high. Today we will be celebrating Pravasi Bharati Divas by presenting few eminent NRIs, those who have contributed a lot in their chosen field with Hind Ratan Award, and we have been celebrating this every year as a mark of honoring them, respecting them, and telling the world that NRIs are not less than anybody in the world. Thank you very much, sir. I will not take much of your time. I would like to invite Mr. Giri, Mr. D.V. Giri from USA. He is doing a lot of work in the space technology, in the field of religion. He will enlighten you about what all he has been doing and about our society also, because he has attended various meetings and conferences and conclaves of ours. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepak. It's been a pleasure to know Deepak for about a year now, and a function like this is not easy to organize. I would like all of you to give him a great round of applause, not only him, but his team. Some of them are here, some of them are back home. I was reading the Observer magazine this afternoon, and there's a wonderful article about Sri Harbhajan Singh. When you think of Harbhajan Singh, some of us may think of the spin bowler, but he is an eminent journalist who started all of this, and kudos to him. We are NRIs, most of us in this room, but the most prominent NRI is Mahatma Gandhi himself. So we are in good company with Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, and so on and so on. Eminent Indians who went abroad, came back and did wonderful things for the country. I would like to start with a small anecdote. It is somewhat humorous, but makes a point. And I will end my lecture, my little speech, with a shloka from the Vedas. By the way, Thailand, I was looking it up today. Thai, I was curious about what Thai means. I found out it means the land of free man or free people. That we are in a great civilization here. It's at the center of the Indochina Peninsula. The anecdote that I wanted to say was an American visits India, and he goes around the country for about a month, goes back to US, and one of his good friends asks him, "Did you meet good Indians in India?" He says, "I never met an Indian in India." This is a little bit intriguing, because he says, "I met a Tamilian, I met a Punjabi, I met a Kannadiga, I met a guy from Andhra Pradesh, but I never met an Indian." It is good that some of us who left India, I left India almost 50 years ago, but I'm proud to say that India never left me. That is the power of India. Wherever we go in this world, we carry a bit of India. As Deepak said, our heart beats for India. I do a lot of charity in India. When there was Bhuj earthquake, I ended up there living with the victims in the tent city from our mandir that he referred to. We raised a lot of money and went and built homes, so on and so forth. We all do our bit of charity. I will say one thing about our mandir. This was started in the late 70s near Silicon Valley at a time when Silicon Valley did not exist. Silicon Valley came into existence in the 90s and flourished. Many people flourished with it. But we had a certain faith that we needed a place of worship. We needed a place where we can practice not only our religion, our culture, our Sanskrit studies, etc. Thailand is rich with Sanskrit roots in Sanskrit. You can see that even in the lobby of this hotel. It's amazing. I mean, to go around Bangkok and see so many artifacts and little shrines of India in this beautiful city. So this temple was conceived in the late 70s. We bought a piece of land with some faith that it will be successful. We didn't have any money. We put some money together, and State Bank of India in Los Angeles gave us $500,000 worth of loan, collateralized with our own homes, etc. We built the temple, and the Silicon Valley boom happened, and we have just grown beyond our wildest dreams. We have integrated the deities, Shiva and Shiva family, Shiva Parivar, and Vishnu Parivar. We have 10 shrines, 10 priests who came from India, an architect who came from India, the Shilpis, the sculptors who came from India. And it's an amazing, monumental building. So if you ever are in San Francisco area, please do visit. I'd like to say one more thing that in my own profession that I'm proud of. I worked for US Air Force, still continue to work for them, and also NASA. And one of the things we did back in the 80s was how to protect aircraft, flying aircraft, from lightning strokes. Before the 70s and early into 80s, planes used to fall out of the sky by lightning strokes. And we studied that for 7 years in NASA, and we came up with a protocol that every airline manufacturer has to follow, and every airline have to follow. And I'm very proud to tell you that since the 80s, not a single aircraft has fallen out of the sky. And every day I wake up and think, maybe our work saved some lives today. So that's the kind of work that goes on. I'm sure there are many, many individuals here who have done excellent work. I could go on, but there are a lot of dignitaries here who will speak to you. I will end by a quotation from Sanskrit. It goes something like this. It connects education and wealth and happiness. It's truly amazing in 4 lines. The first line is dadati vinayam. That means education gives you humility. Out of that humility, the second line says, comes patratam. That means some worthiness. You become worthy of something. So education gives you humility. Humility gives you some worthiness. That means you're recognized by your society. And out of that worthiness, you make wealth. You make money. Out of that money, if you know how to use it properly for yourself, your family, and your society by doing charity, you get happiness. So this is the wisdom of our ancient sages of India. See how well they connect education to happiness. With that, I'd like to end, and thank you all very much.
Wonderful, Dr. Giri. Such valuable advice. You can only get it from person like this. He is a saint as well. There's a saint as well as a business. So you can have that knowledge and the wisdom from these kind of people. Very wise man and a thorough gentleman, Mr. Giri. I've been knowing him and I've been listening to him. The charity, what he's been doing for the down, it's regard. It's like you cannot believe it. Like what all he's been doing it. Sir, I think so. We should. You have been telling that to have the NRI meet in USA.
Yes.
I would like you to invite, and we should have a NRI meet in USA next. Now with us is Justice Ajit Swaran Singh. It is a matter of pride that in New Zealand the judge is of Indian origin. I would like to invite him, sir.
Thank you, Deepakji. Subhag and I wish you all a wonderful NRI Welfare Society Congress in Bangkok. I acknowledge the presence of His Excellency, Ambassador of Seychelles, retired General of the Armed Forces of Thailand. Isn't it a wonderful spectacle for us to see somebody, 92 did you say? 96? And still looking so young. Let's give him a round of applause. And of course, other distinguished members of the panel. Dr. Giriji, we are assured when we sit in the plane to get back home that at least we are safe from lightning and thunder. Thank you for your contribution to space science. I'm going to be very brief. There are tangible and intangible contributions of NRIs, and I'd like to include myself, who is a PIO, person of Indian origin. Our forefathers left the shores of India as early as 1879 through to 1920s and settled in Fiji. And as Deepakji and Dr. Giriji have said, our forefathers left India, but we have never left our heritage, rich cultural values, religion, cuisine, and of course festivities, including major festivals. At heart, we remain Indians. I asked Deepakji whether one realizes why this venue in Bangkok is so significant for us Pravasis to have this NRI Congress. And the answer is very simple, glaring at us. The greatest, and I'll come to Mahatma Gandhi ji in a moment, the greatest Pravasi NRI ever, who has had so much influence in Indochina, was none other than Gautam Buddha. Born in India, traveled extensively in the nations of Indochina, and today 90% of Thailand's population believes in Buddhism. Could you find a person whose influence is indomitable and inimitable to this extent, where his influence has been the hallmark of Indochina? Of course, Gandhiji left South Africa on 9th of January 1915, which means today we are marking 103rd anniversary of his return. Again, a person of indomitable and inimitable stature. When we talk about tangible contributions of NRIs and PIOs, it is the physical, measurable contribution of Indians living overseas, such as 30 billion US dollar remittance, expertise. Dr. Giri Gupta has mentioned about Silicon Valley, NASA projects. When you think about it, the expertise that India gains from people of that experience coming back to India to contribute, as Dr. Giri Gupta and many other professionals have done over many years. Before I go any further, inspirational figures are so many that it would be remiss of me to miss the names, but that would not be possible. As Deepakji has said, the percentage of professionals overseas, including the United States, of the contributions by NRIs is so extensive that to name each one would require 3 days of NRI Congress to mention each name. But look at a few names. Kalpana Chawla, an inspiration to all of us. And today, and I did speak to Mr. Khurana earlier, is there anything special about the name Khurana? Har Gobind Khurana, if he had lived today, he would have been 96 years old. His date of birth coincides with Gandhiji's return from South Africa to India. 9th of January. And he was a recipient of Nobel Prize in Biochemistry for his contribution to genetics. He is one of the 3 that was awarded Nobel Prize for that. Aren't we very proud of that? And today marks his birthday as well. The US Indian Action Group was influential in the US-India nuclear deal. Doctors from the United States come to India, and we've heard from Dr. Giri that he himself went and lived with the victims of the earthquake in Gujarat. The contribution made by NRIs may not be measured in money, but intangible value cannot be understated. I know that time constraints do not allow for lengthy speech, and I know that there are other speakers coming after me. It remains for me to then say to each one of you that each one of you should be proud of your heritage and of Mother India. And sometimes we say that we are donors and Mother India will be the beneficiary of what we can contribute to India. That is not quite right. There is no amount of money or contribution that you can make that can replace the love that your mother has for you. And that is the love that Mother India has for us. And if you look at the speeches of people like Dr. Manmohan Singh, Modi ji, Prime Minister of India, we owe it to our mother Mother India. Let me conclude with two quotations and see if you can find a common theme here. Mahatma Gandhi ji said, "There is a higher court than court of justice, and that is the court of conscience. It supersedes all other courts. I am a judge, I apply the law on the evidence before me, but I temper my decision on the philosophy that I've learned from teachings of Mahatma Gandhi ji, that conscience supersedes all other courts of law." And if I may say so, did I hear something from Deepak ji?
Wonderful.
And let me now say the second quotation, it comes from none other than Deepak ji. Does it recall a bell for you? In his book, The Journey of a Legend, extolling the virtues of his late father, Sardar Harbhajan Singh ji, and if you look at his book, which is a book of contributions that late Sardar Harbhajan ji made, it is something that we all can emulate. His contributions may be intangible in many ways, but they are contributions that are exemplary. And late Sardar Harbhajan Singh's philosophy was, and it's in the book written by Deepak ji himself on his late father's contributions, dedicate yourself to the service of mankind and you'll get a place in the court of law. And you see the resemblance between Mahatma Gandhi ji's quotation and that what Deepak ji said about his father's contributions. With that, I conclude with wishing each recipient of the award my best, my wife Subhag, and my best wishes. And I say this with earnestness that you are an inspiration to us. Those who are not recipients of awards tonight, I acknowledge your contributions as well, because you'd not be here. Deepak could not have given you an invitation had you not contributed in the way that Mahatma Gandhi expected you to contribute. So I wish you all the best, and I wish NRI Welfare Society all the very best in its endeavors to connect NRIs with Mother India. Thank you.
मन है लेकिन खुशी बांटने वाले चंद हैं, तो बांटिए खुशी तालियां बजाकर, तालियां तो वैसे भी फायदेमंद हैं, तो जोर से ताली बजाइए। आपको पता है ताली बजाने का क्या सही तरीका है? आपको पता है ताली बजाने के क्या फायदे हैं? मैं बताऊं? ऐसे हाथ करिए और आपके ये पॉइंट्स टच होने चाहिए, ठीक है? और ये एक एक्सरसाइज है, आप एवरी डे यू डू इन मॉर्निंग व्हेन यू वेक अप, you just do it 10 times only and you will find that your whole blood circulation is in best form and your happiness quotient will be rise. So how to clap? Just clap like this. Don't do like this. It is like very sophisticated way. It should be like this. It should be, and you will feel the difference right now, immediately. So this is the right way to clap. Now, I would like to call a person. Before that, मैं 2 लाइन बोलूंगी। सीढ़ियां उन्हें मुबारक हो जिन्हें छत तक जाना है, मेरी मंजिल तो आसमान है, रास्ता मुझे खुद बनाना है। An eminent personality of Thailand, social activist, vegan activist, Khun Paul Pontham Sri Narula ji, I would like to call upon podium. Please come and spread a few words of knowledge with us.
สวัสดีครับ This is the same version with Namaskari, Sasriyakali. For gents, we say Sawaddi Krap. For lady, we say Sawaddi Kha. Slightly different. We'll all practice together. Sawaddi Krap. Once again, loudly, Sawaddi Krap. A warm welcome to each one of you to the land of smile, Thailand. Respected General Sayut Kertpon, former Supreme Commander-in-Chief, Government of Thailand. Respected His Excellency Gail, Ambassador of Seychelles to India, including Thailand. Deepak Singh Ji, all the distinguished guests on the dais, NRI, and all the lovely delegates. Few years ago, there was a survey conducted among the Thai people. Who are the people best known to you from India? Let's put Lord Buddha aside. Of course, any survey in Thailand, Lord Buddha's name would come as number one. Who are the people best known to you from India? Let's put Lord Buddha's aside. The three names that come on the top, none of the Bollywood film stars. In Thailand, people rarely know Bollywood film stars. So none of the Bollywood film stars came in the top three. The first name in the list that everybody know from India is, of course, Mahatma Gandhi. The second name came in the list was Rabindranath Tagore. Many of our traditions and cultures has its root from India. Besides being mentioned, of course, the influence of Lord Buddha. More than 90% of the 6.8 crore population in this country follow Buddhism. That's from India. Our language, Thai language, is originated from Sanskrit and Pali. In fact, today, you go to any Buddhist temple, the sermon, the prayer by the Buddhist monk in Thailand is in Pali. The literature I learned when I was a schoolboy. I went to a school in Bangkok. I was born in Bangkok. The literature when I learned when I was a schoolboy is about, in Thai we call Pararam Parak Hanuman or Ram Lakshman Hanuman. It's a part of Thailand school textbook nationwide. It's from India. The way we name a child, we follow Indian tradition. All our names has meaning. The way we name a child born in India. When we meet, we never been colonized, so in Thailand we have not really adopted a shake hand system. Now when you meet someone in Thailand, they may shake hand with you because they know you are from outside Thailand. But when we, like me and Ajahn Pallop, if we meet, we put two hands together. We do not shake hand. In Thailand, we have not adopted a shake hand system. We only shake hand when we meet a foreigner. So, by putting two hands together, something which is getting lost in India is widely practiced in Thailand. So, a lot of our tradition, cultures has its roots from India. I'm very happy. In fact, it's an honor for me to be among the very successful NRI from around the world and to be witnessing the award presentation. My hearty congratulations to all the award recipients tonight. May I?
No, no, sir, carry on, sorry.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Thailand is known for hospitality. Thai people are known to be very friendly. We are known to be a person who like to smile, who like to serve, who like to welcome guests. And I think these are the reasons why Thailand is doing extremely very well in tourism. Each year, Thailand receives nearly 3 crore tourists, overseas tourists, which is at least, I think we are 1/20th the size of India in terms of population. If you look at the population, we are 1/20th the size of India, or India is 20 times bigger. But we receive overseas tourists at least 6 times more than overseas tourists going into India. So we have a lot to learn from India, but I think in terms of tourism, India has a lot to learn from Thailand. I like to conclude my talk with the Thai way. ขอบคุณครับ
Guests on the dais, amazing leaders, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor to be here in your presence. Let me just say, I was doing a big motivational masterclass for the Adani group. I'm a bit curious, if you put your hands up, you aware of the Adani group, people? Yes. Well, I was in China with my friend Ruda Swami. And I was doing a 3.5 secrets of world-class leadership. So anyway, the problem was, I am a chartered accountant or a shattered accountant, tired but not retired yet. And I follow my passion of public speaking. So I love a bit of humor, bit of nuggets of gold and words of wisdom. And I couldn't break the ice with the Chinese population. They just kept on looking at me. So what do I say to them? Oh, you are the apple of my eyes. Oh, for your eyes only. Oh, an eye for an eye makes the whole world go blind. But I tried my best. So being in London for the last 40 years, with my great mentor, Mr. Ashok Verma and Baroness Verma, who really inspired me and ignited me to where I am now, I said, let me talk about cricket, you know. So I talked about Yuvraj Singh. Do you remember the 6 sixes in South Africa? Stuart Broad? Well, you do, but they didn't. So they still kept on looking at me. And then, anyway, I said, let me talk about football. Ronaldo, Rooney, Messi, still no comment. They just look at me. And I said, this is not going to work. I was, amazingly, for 3 days, I could not even do 3 minutes. Anyway, I listened to my mentor. I listened to my heart, ladies and gentlemen, all of you. Always listen to your heart. It may be on your left, but it's always right. So I listened to my heart, and my mentor is Robin Sharma, the monk. I'm a bit curious if you know Robin Sharma, the monk who sold his Ferrari, but he's not with me 24 hours a day. So I have another mentor who's full-time occupied just in my service, Mr. G.O.D. And he said guaranteed overnight delivery. That's my favorite one. But my mother told me generator, operator, destroyer. And I think Deepak Ji's mom, Kanta Ben, I call her Kanta Masi because my Masi, my mother's sister, and she gave me a humorous yesterday. She said it can also be goodness over darkness in Diwali. So I listened to Mr. G.O.D. What shall I talk about? And the message came, Paresh, talk about education. Because as a visiting professor of leadership and accountancy in London, you know, most of my students come from China. So I said, let me talk about education. I'm sure they'll break the ice because we need to break the ice. So I said to somebody, how many of you got an MBA? And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? There was a lady, obviously I didn't ask her age, but she told me at the end, she was 65 years old, sitting right at the back. She goes, sir, I've got an MBA. I said, wow, that's brilliant. So I started running there. I said, ma'am, where is your MBA from? Oxford, Cambridge, IIM. And she says, no, MBA, married but available. And I just laughed. And I said, I've got an MBA. She goes, where from? Cambridge, Oxford? I said, no, in Gujarati. Mane, Badu, Avade. But what I really wanted to talk about, and I was discussing this with Deepak Ji, is all of you, ladies and gentlemen. All of you the winners, all of you the participants, all of you have got an MBA, a millionaire, billionaire attitude. That's what you have. That's why you are here today. That's why you are the winners. Because winners never quit, and quitters never win. Winners don't do different things, but they do things differently. Winners don't fail because they aim too high and miss the target. I think winners fail because they aim too low and hit the target. So think big. So anyway, all of you are winners. I'm honored by your presence. Your presence means more than any Diwali presents or Christmas presents. It's your present. Because 80% of success in any event is turning up, and all of you are there. So all of you, the winners, you must have done something amazing for Deepak ji to find that talent. By the way, Deepak ji, I've been to many conferences, as Mr. Ashok Verma knows. We do a lot of networking or not working. But, there's always some gain. But Deepak ji, and obviously the late father, Sardar Harbhajan, Sardar also did so much for the Gujarati population. Also resembles Sardar Patel, right? Sardar Singh. Singh is king. And we've done so much. But we must realize the attitude all of you have. Because leadership, like the late Harbhajan Singh, he was all about leadership is what you do when there is no audience. Leadership is about the 3 I's: influence, inspiration, and impact. So that's what leadership is all about. So all of you, amazing leaders, a leader without a title, yet so many accolades. Singh is king after all. So big round of applause for Mr. Singh and all the team here today. And the late Harbhajan Singh always talked about, I was reading the same article today, you mentioned the magazine, and he says, all of you are my family and friends. And you know what, I might be a chartered accountant, but most of them are boring, I think you might agree. So I've changed my profession, I follow my passion. And Harbhajan Singh said it's all about family, the NRI family. So what does family mean? Well, to me, that means all of you. Father and mother, I love you. So that's the family, all of you, NRI. Like Deepak ji said, not required Indian? No. Not really Indian? No. National Resource of India, National Reserve of India. And then all of you are friend. What's my acronym for a friend? Few relationships in earth never die. So all of us are here today. Normally I do 3 hours, but I don't have time, and obviously there's amazing speakers, the awards. And all I really wanted to say, it's all about people, people, people. Look after the people and the profits will take care of itself. People are not useless. People are used less. So what Deepak ji has done is spotted the talent, nurtured the talent. And using all of you, amazing winners today. Congratulate yourself. Congratulate yourself. And you are worthy to be here. Even I thought, I'm showing off by mentioning I did this and I did this and I did that. I stay very, very low profile. Humility is a funny thing. The minute you think you've got it, you've lost it. But I was inspired by my Guru Pramukh Swami, who inspired me to visit Akshardham in 1992 in Gandhinagar. I'd never been to India in my life, but I went there. And then I got introduced to Mr. Modi, Narendra Bhai Modi, who was the CM of Gujarat. Because Pramukh Swami said, you must listen to one of our leaders. He's the CM. He's a great speaker. And being a speaker, I went to listen to him in 2009. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to say something, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Mr. Modi ji made the speech, amazing. That passion, that enthusiasm, that energy, that devotion, dedication, determination, discipline, that destiny is amazing. I was in euphoria. So I went to the stage and I said, sir, I said it in Gujarati, Maru naam Paresh Rugani. Not that he would know Rugani. He goes, oh Rugani, tame Porbandar na. Your Dadaji is from Porbandar. I said, wow, he knows more. And then, that wasn't the end. He goes, your kaka, your uncle is in Nairobi and he's a great, big icon. And my mom said, that's exactly right. Then I met Mr. Modi when he became a PM. From CM to a PM, the ego really goes high. But I saw Mr. Modi take the E away from ego and just go. I saw Mr. Modi take the T away from can't and he became the can man. And I saw Mr. Modi put an apostrophe between I and M and it became I am possible. So I say 2014 Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, Baroness was doing some speeches, by the way. And I said, Marunam Paresh Rugani. Because, oh, Rugani. And that same feeling. A big man is known by the way it treats a little man like me. And he says, Paresh bhai, change your title. Now my title, my doctorate, has always been the magic of motivation. My friend here, somewhere, who is the person who has restaurants in Nottingham? My friend is here? Oh, there you are. And I come from Nottingham, Trent Bridge, Robin Hood City and all that. Anyway, so we were there and my motivation. And Mr. Modi ji says, okay, I said, what should be the title be? Because the magic of motivation, let me write it down. He goes, Paresh bhai, you don't need to write it down. It's not the magic of motivation, but the magic of motivation. And that was a great sense of humor. And I think now he's modifying the economy. We are NRIs, not just 5-star hotels and publicity. Don't ask what India can do for you, but ask what we can do for India. And that's why Deepakji has brought us on the same platform, on the same purpose, on the same values. It's all about people. Let me just conclude. You heard of Mr. Picasso, right? Mr. Picasso came in town, and this lady and her daughter Priyanka, and she goes, "Oh, Mr. Picasso, wow! Can you please draw a beautiful picture for my dear Priyanka? She is an icon. She loves you. She adores you. You are the god, Mr. Picasso. Please do a little drawing for my Priyanka." And Mr. Picasso do a drawing. And she said, "Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Picasso. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, Mr. Picasso. My dear lady." "Yes, Mr. Picasso, that will be $30,000. But you did it in 30 seconds. "Yes, it took me 30 years of devotion, dedication, determination, discipline to get there where we are." I think they are clapping because the lady said, it's all therapeutic. Not for me, but Mahatma Gandhi, for Harbhajan Singh. I think we should give a round of applause for everybody. Anyway, and finally all I wanted to say was, it's all about people. There was a map of the world, and this husband and wife were watching the cricket, the final in South Africa, and the baby boy goes, "Daddy, daddy, mommy, mommy," and they said, "Oh my God, leave us alone, this is Dhoni, Yuvraj." They gave them a map of the world, they tore it apart and told the boy, "Now you make that world map," thinking it will take the child 1 or 2 hours, and they could watch the cricket and have the pav bhaji and masala dosa. And the boy came within 2 minutes, "Daddy, daddy, I've done the world map." "How did you do that, my dear son?" "Daddy, it was easy. All I did was look at the back of the map, and I saw a picture of a man and a woman. And I just put the man and a woman, and the world became such a lovely place." So ladies and gentlemen, coming together is a beginning. Staying together is a progress. But when we work together, that is success. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Ayam Nijah Parogeti, Garna Labchet Sa, Udar Charita Nam, Tu Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. This is mine, or that is his. Thus is accounted by the pity-minded. But for once, with an exalted life, the whole world itself is a family. Carrying the essence of these 2 lines, Mr. Deepak जी के लिए जोरदार तालियां एक बार फिर से, who is carrying the legacy of the this society and connecting all the NRIs from different corners of the world on one platform. Really, it's an incredible job. So, Deepak ji, once again, congratulations. Now, I would like to call upon the podium Mr. Ashok Verma from UK. He is a social activist. Please, Ashok Verma ji, come on the podium.
Namaskar ji, sabke liye. It is really a great honor today to be here with you. It is my first time in Thailand, and I am very impressed. Though I think missed the dinner and networking dinner last night because of our flight. We got stuck at the airport, and there's quite a few things that have to be done at the airport because there is, I think, immigration. There is for Indians different channels, and for other foreigners there is a different channel. So our friends and who are from Thailand, it's a request to take to your government to change little bit rule, because being a British passport holder, I was out within 20 minutes. But my friend and my general secretary of my charity, Mr. Girja Shankar, where are you, Girja Shankar ji? Oh, he is here. So he came out after 3 hours, and I was waiting in the hall for a long time. So I will urge all of you to please change a little bit so that people don't have to wait for so long.
I'll talk to Mr. Paul.
Yeah.
Mr. Paul.
Yeah, it was true. But anyway, I'm very really pleased to be here because I am with NRI Welfare Society for over 10 years, and the work they are doing is really a marvelous job. And I hope it will carry on, and next time I think we will be looking forward to be seeing you in UK very soon.
Yes.
Yeah, I am from UK. Beside my business, we run a very big charity in India that is called Rajasthan Bal Kalyan Samiti. We look after mainly tribal children. We have got nearly 18,000 children in mainly Rajasthan, part of Gujarat and part of Madhya Pradesh. And Mr. Girja Shankar Sharma's father started with 17 children, and now you see after 33, 34 years, it's 18,000. Not only that, we are running gaushalas, we are running teacher training college, we are running Amlegi factory, and we are providing skill development in 640 villages. So I am very grateful to Mr. Deepak and the whole family. And today Deepak Mataji is here, which is I am very proud to call. She is my auntie, which we came to know recently that we have got some family relations. That is very great, and I hope you will all enjoy this evening. And I am very proud and see all the people who will be recipient of the award. Thank you very much.
जैसे दीपक जी ने शुरू में कहा, हमारा भारत देश सोने की चिड़िया कहलाता था। सोने भारत देश और सोने की चिड़िया पर एक गाना भी है हमारे हिंदी फिल्म से। क्या कोई बता सकता है कौन सा गाना है? Any of you? No? Yes, please. Yes, very good. दीपक जी ने कहा कि हम सब चिड़िया हैं और अलग अलग देशों में, अलग अलग शाखाओं में, ब्रांचेस में हम बैठे हैं, लेकिन वो ब्रांच जिस पेड़ की है, जिस ट्री की है, उसकी रूट्स डेफिनेटली हमारे देश में, हमारे भारतवर्ष में है। और किसी भी पेड़ की जब जड़ को पानी दिया जाता है, तब तक तो वो पेड़ बढ़ता रहेगा, उसकी ब्रांचेस बढ़ती रहेंगी, वो हमें फ्लावर्स देता रहेगा, फ्रूट्स देता रहेगा। और जैसे ही उसकी जड़ सूखेगी, वो पेड़ भी सूखेगा, उसकी शाखाएं भी सूखेंगी। जब शाखाएं सूखेंगी तो वो चिड़िया नहीं बैठ पाएंगे, उनके लिए घोंसले नहीं बन पाएंगे। तो उन जड़ों को सींचना जरूरी है। आई नो कि आप में से कुछ लोग तो सिंगर होंगे, गाना गाते होंगे, अगर नहीं होंगे तो बाथरूम सिंगर तो जरूर होंगे। तो उसी सिंगिंग को आज हम थोड़ा सा टेस्टिंग करते हैं। कुछ चंद लाइनें इसी गाने की हम 4 लाइनें ही गाएंगे। जहाँ डाल डाल पर सोने की चिड़िया करती है बसेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा। आप सब मेरे साथ गुनगुनाएंगे, हाँ या ना? कौन कौन गुनगुनाएगा मेरे साथ? हाथ ऊपर करिए, रेज योर हैंड्स। वेरी गुड। जहाँ डाल डाल पर सोने की चिड़िया करती है बसेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा। जहाँ सत्य अहिंसा और धर्म का पग पग लगता डेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा।
I think so we should be louder, you know.
ये धरती वो जहाँ ऋषि मुनि जपते प्रभु नाम की माला, जपते प्रभु नाम की माला। जहाँ हर एक बालक मोहन है और राधा एक एक बाला, राधा एक एक बाला। जहाँ सूरज सबसे पहले आकर डाले अपना डेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा। जहाँ गंगा यमुना कृष्णा और कावेरी बहती जाए, कावेरी बहती जाए। जहाँ उत्तर दक्षिण पूरब recreate this history. हमें अपने भारत को फिर से वही सोने की चिड़िया वाला देश बनाना है और हम सब उसके सेनानी हैं। उस जो भी युद्ध स्तर पर हमको जो भी लड़ाई लड़नी पड़े हम उसके वॉरियर्स बनेंगे डेफिनेटली। जो विश्व में जहाँ जहाँ जिस भी क्षेत्र में हम अपने क्षेत्रों में अग्रणी हैं उन क्षेत्रों के माध्यम से जो जिस क्षेत्र में बेस्ट कर सकता है उस क्षेत्र के लिए हम कार्य करेंगे अपने देश के लिए और पुनः विश्व पटल पर विश्व गुरु का दर्जा दिलाएंगे अपने भारतवर्ष को। और इन्हीं लाइनों के बाद अब मैं बुलाना चाहूंगी आई वुड लाइक टू नो ही विल नॉट कम ऑन पोडियम, ही विल स्पीक फ्रॉम हिज ओन प्लेस। जनरल सायुध कटकॉल, former Supreme Commander in Chief Royal Thai Armed Forces. So please, sir, share your. Just give two words, only blessings. Just give your blessings to us.
Yes,
Mr. Narula, can you please?
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, Sri Park and Singh, and Excellency Ambassador for Seychelles, and senior member of representative of NRI from different countries at the table, the member, ladies and gentlemen, let me, on behalf of the Thai people, welcome all of you to Thailand. Thank you very much. Show Thailand as the venue for this very distinguished gathering tonight. Thank you. And also, I would like to underline what my countryman, we call him Ponte, but in English you call him Paul. He has said how dearly the relationship between Thai and India. I just want to underline what he said. Thank you.
I think so. We should stand up and clap for
Okay, and also you mentioned Mahatma Gandhi, great man. I would recall his wise word, what he said. Life is love, and love is life.
wonderful.
And I am sure the Indian community in the country and in the other country, known as non-resident Indian community. No doubt, you practice what Mahatma Gandhi said, life is love, love is life. I don't know what his intention may be at the family, but also that could be relating to the community as well. That's why wherever Indian community were, because their community full of love. If the community full of love, it will be growing and growing.
Wonderful.
Okay? If the community is same as the couple, if their life without love will be gloomy and die. That is very, very wise word for Mahatma Gandhi, which I remember and I have referred to his wise word to many, many wedding parties. They love it. Thank you, and thank you very much for inviting me to participate in this very distinguished gathering. And wish you well and stay with the most memorable one is Bangkok and Thailand. We are very proud of you and very proud of culture that we derived it from India. But many things from India. First, I went to India in 1975. I'm friend of India. During 1975, and afterwards, Thailand have a lot of problem of insurgency communist. Indian government and Singapore government and Thailand had special agreement to exchange information. I represent Thailand. I went to India many times and I learned many things from India. And I feel very surprised that what we think that we took from India, particular dancing, when we go to India, the dance is different. And there are so many things. But of course, Thailand is the only country, as you know, law independent. And we accept some of the culture from India, and then we develop into our own. In Ramayana is from India. When I went to the troop from India, come to perform in Bangkok, I sit next to, I think Nepal is the ambassador. What he said to me, he said that, you know, boy, sit up. So beautiful. I said that, yeah, because she is India. No, he said that, no, Sita is a Mongol. I don't know. So there are many things which we have to learn from India, and also I have the privilege to be at Assam, our home. I found ethnic Thai there, speak Thai, in Vietnam. So, impressed that they live with wherever they were, very well together, because we believe and learn from the great man of the world, Lord Buddha. So we
can see the reflection of Lord Buddha inside the journal. We can see, everybody can see the reflection of Lord Buddha inside this.
Thank you, thank you.
And the message what you have given, love is life. I think so. This we have to cultivate it and learn it from him. He is just 96 years old, young and so fit. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, His Excellency, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, with your permission, I would like to say a few words. First to General Kerpon. General, my father is 94, and he told me, Philip, when you reach the age of 65, it will take you 30 years to become an old man. But listening to you, listening to my respected dad, I realized that he was wrong. You need at least 40 years when you reach the age of 65 to become an old man.
Yes.
So, Mr. Chairman, General Kerpon, Justice Singh, all the distinguished guests on stage, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and of course, Happy New Year to all of you. First, I wish to thank the NRI Welfare Society of India for having invited me to participate in this 37th International Congress. A special thanks to Mr. Singh, who happens to be also the president of the India-Seychelles Friendship and Business Council. Being accredited, first my apologies. Tonight we have heard great speakers. I am not a great speaker, and English is not my mother tongue. So My apologies, and with your permission, I will draw inspiration from my notes. Being accredited to India and Thailand, I realized the importance of the relationship between the two countries. Although my posting in New Delhi started in March this year, my accreditation to Thailand dates back to January 2008. So I have seen the way relations between India and Thailand have evolved, have successfully evolved. India is considered as Thailand's prominent trade partner in Southeast Asia, with a nearly 88% rise in projected in bilateral trade between 2016 and 2021. Thailand is also a key partner for India as an access gate to the ASEAN, in which Thailand, as you know, is the second largest economy. Then, in the wider context of the Asia-Pacific region, Thailand is of great strategic importance for the Indian government, especially in the implementation of the Act East policy. I could, of course, add all historic and social-cultural elements that bring the two countries in closer, in particular the presence in Thailand of a strong NRI community. So please allow me to congratulate the NRI Welfare Society of India for having chosen this city to host its Congress and the Holiday Inn as a perfect venue. Besides, everybody likes to come to India, to come to India and to travel to Thailand. And that's the reason why 34 million people came to Thailand in 2017, and with 21 million visitors, Bangkok is the most visited city in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, since I took my post in New Delhi, my interest for the NRI community has never faded, as I think such community is unique and its group dynamics is second to none. You see, I spent 8 years as ambassador to China, but to my knowledge, the Chinese diaspora is not supported by Beijing the same way as the Indian diaspora is supported by New Delhi. Businessmen and investors who renounce to their Chinese citizenship and transfer their assets outside the country are rather seen as selfish character. Non-resident Chinese, if I may call them this way, although they are not constituted as homogeneous entity, are rather individualistic, and they come together when they think that their interest or their security are threatened in their country of residence. This is why I think that only a great and vibrant democracy like India can preserve and develop the inner strength of a diaspora and its fundamental love for its country of origin. So I am sure that the NRI will go a very long way as a kind of role model in the organization of a diaspora. Ladies and gentlemen, those who are aware of my interest in the history of civilizations know that I am always happy when an event of international stature does justice to India's remarkable contribution to the advancement of our civilization. This has for too long been underestimated, especially in the West. I understand that the Science Museum in London is hosting till end of March a special exhibition illuminating India. Maybe some of you have already visited this exhibition, a celebration of India's contribution to science, technology, and mathematics throughout the world. A long-awaited celebration, if you allow me this comment. I hope that India and the world, the other important exhibition now held in Mumbai, will also travel to Europe and elsewhere to produce the same eye-opening effect. And I wouldn't be surprised that one day the NRI model, seen as a driving force of wealth creation and as a reserve of solidarity, be the theme of equally important international exhibition. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm planning next month a working visit with the Honorable Deepak Singh to Punjab. And when I meet the Chief Minister, Captain Amarinder Singh, I will congratulate him for having launched a new Connect with Your Roots scheme for young global Indians to gain first-hand experience of the state, and for highlighting Punjab as an increasingly investor-friendly destination where anyone interested in putting up an industry is assured a single window clearance within 4 days. I also read that there are talks between his administration and the state Chief Justice to organize special courts for NRI where matters can be heard on a day-to-day basis. This is a very good example of what I have in mind when I refer to the group dynamics of the NRI, and I congratulate all of you for contributing to this dynamics. Ladies and gentlemen, as a conclusion, I would like to say a few words about my country, Seychelles. The Maldives Islands are attracting tourists, also by telling them, come and visit before it is too late, because of climate change and also the sea level rise. We welcome in Seychelles nearly 4 times less visitors to avoid a negative impact on the environment. And we think this number is sufficient if we want to guarantee quality tourism, safe, relaxing, entertaining, and truly exceptional, giving each visitor the feeling he is special and not victim of a mass tourism promotion. For one Indian tourist visiting Seychelles, 7 Indian tourists visit the Maldives. We will continue to be an exclusive destination, and we welcome in particular Indian visitors who feel very comfortable in our friendly, multi-ethnic and multicultural society, in which there is a small but very well into community of Indian origin. And in 2020, we will celebrate 250 years of Indian presence, as 5 Indians were part of the first group of settlers in 1770. I hope many among you will travel to my country and enjoy not just some of the most beautiful natural spots in the world, including some of our 65 beaches, but also a sense of warm welcome, owing a lot, I must say, to Indian hospitality traditions. Thank you for your attention.